Is this what you want with Matt and Julia? Is this what you want with Matt and Julia? Is this what you want with Matt and Julia?
Is this what you want with Matt and Julia? I don't know. Is it? Hi. It's not a professional singer. It's me, your host, Julia Ladkowitz, host of Is This What You Want? And across the street for me is my husband, my enemy, the man I love to hate, Matt O'Brien.
Hi. All that's true. She loves to hate me. Every morning she wakes up and goes, I just hate you, love of my life, you piece of garbage.
That's not true, but it is true that I have done that to you before while you're snoring. I've been an inch away from your face going, I hate you.
Yeah, which is, I get it, but to a snoring person, it's absolutely not their fault.
It is.
Unless
Fix
you
your
want to.
friggin' nose.
How?
I don't know. There's procedures.
Like a breathe right strip or something?
Yes.
I already got enough devices on my face these days when it comes to sleeping. I'm using a sleep mask. That's enough devices for me. I'm not putting a strip on. Or do you ever see those? Do you ever see that like mouth thing that I've seen like on advertised on Instagram? It's like it looks like just a piece of tape that you put on your mouth. I don't know what it is, but they're like number one thing to do while you sleep
is tape your mouth shut.
Tape your mouth shut. And it might be for snoring or something, but
also for women yapping.
Hey! In your sleep. Imagine I talked in my sleep and I gave you all the secrets of the universe.
Yeah, right. You know the secrets of the universe.
I probably know one or two secrets of the universe.
You just don't know that you know them?
Yeah. I saw somebody on social media. This was quite humorous. I saw, and they were like, they were a medical student, and in their test they had to label different parts of the body, like organs and whatnot.
Yeah.
And they're like, why can't I remember this? My brain literally knows all of these things, and it just won't tell me. And it's true.
Yeah.
It's like the brain knows where the lungs and the spleen and the appendix are. It's like, just fucking tell me, dude.
Just tell me, man.
You're controlling these things. The brain's up there being like, I don't know the name of these things, and just like hitting levers and buttons.
It's like when you know how to get somewhere, but you don't know the address. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's true. Or, you know somebody, but you don't know their phone number. I know your phone number because it's so close to mine.
Yeah.
Is that normal? When we got our phone numbers, they were...
2 numbers different.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all the numbers are different except the last 2. Little swippity swap.
Is that normal?
I don't know.
Did like another couple die and then we took their haunted phone number?
Maybe.
Has anyone done a movie about a haunted phone number? But then it's just like, it's instead of scam likely, it says ghost likely.
Oh, God. The ghost is calling again. Just ignore him.
Just ignore the stupid ghost. That's the easiest kind of haunting. You just block the number.
Yeah.
End of movie. Maybe that's why no one's done it.
Probably. Yeah, you just block the ghost. Block that ghost.
Block that ghost.
But you don't snore that much, so it's not that much of an issue. And sometimes I just give you a good jab.
Yeah.
It's only when you've been like very hammered in the past. This is a long time ago.
I've never been hammered in my life.
And I'm like, well, he's not dead because he's snoring.
Yeah.
But I wish death upon you. And I do talk in my sleep sometimes. Did I tell you my sister? My sister, we used to spend a lot of time with our grandparents because they were like our babysitters. And apparently my sister was sleeping one night and my Grammy said she woke up in the middle of the night, sat up straight and said, I am the king. And then just lay back down and went to bed.
It's the most wholesome thing you could yell, unless she was serious and she wanted to be king of the world.
Maybe.
Huh.
Probably. Anyway, hi everybody. Happy Chappy Hour. We're getting right into it. It's Chappy Hour.
Yeah, it's Chappy Hour, the only happy hour dedicated to the worst robot movie of all time, which is, I think I said Robot. Robot's movie.
Robotussin MD.
Is there a section at movie stores that's just robot movies?
I feel like there used to be.
Stores?
Yeah, but I think back in the day at movie stores, there was like a robot section.
No, I think it gets bundled into sci-fi. I think it's just sci-fi. Sci-fi is very broad. If something involving a computer, robot, space, that's all sci-fi, baby. Machines of sorts.
Well, before we move on.
Except the movie 3:10 to Yuma. That's about a train, kind of, and also cowboys.
Cheers, Matt.
Cheers to you and yours. We are drinking a Kirkland Prosecco because it's all we had left.
It is all we had left.
And it was chilled.
It was chill because I put it in there.
That's good.
I thought ahead of time for our segment. Yeah, it's Kirkland. It's Chappie. It's fine. I forget where. I think it's their vineyard somewhere in California. I don't know.
Doesn't matter. It's Kirkland. That's all that matters.
It's Kirkland, and it's good, and it's fine, and we love it.
It's accessible. Like all Kirkland products. It's very accessible. You try it on, you eat it, you're just like, yep, that'll do.
That'll do, pig.
That should be their slogan, that'll do. Trust me, I love Kirkland, but our dog is sneezing right now.
I don't think anybody would have heard that.
You don't think so, huh?
No, unless we have a little dog mic. And
Call into the show if you heard our dog sneeze. 1-888-905.
Hey,
She's eating just
sorry,
random
now she's
products
just
off the floor.
Eating something off the floor. Okay. This is very exciting for you. This is not a visual cast. Although we are doing a little tapey today.
Oh God, are we ever? I still have to edit the first last episode that we taped.
Yeah, that was that big one.
And let me tell you, it is just a absolute liability to edit a podcast video. It's just annoying. And I know there's AI out there that will do it for you, but I still am of the sorts that I refuse to indulge AI.
Yeah, AI can suck my ass.
Yeah. Actually, why don't we get right into that, because that was stupid this week.
Yeah.
And it's a meaty one. And
Yeah.
I'd like to go on a tangent. Well,
that
that
was
was stupid.
stupid.
AI. I know you're listening, AI. That's the thing. You talk about AI, and there's an Alexa in here. I had to whisper that. Did she hear me? She didn't. There's our phones. There's the phone. It's listening everywhere. And it's just getting very out of hand. Also, with our dog is rolling around.
I think she just shook the camera, and now she's just violently licking her pussy.
Yeah, she's just playing her vagina like a harmonica right now.
Woo!
Do you want that?
Slide whistle.
Dear listener, do you want a quick cut video of our dog playing our vagina like a harmonica to a soundtrack? Let us know.
Anyway, AI.
Anyway, so stupid this week. Well, first of all, the writer's strike happened.
Mm-hmm.
Inevitable, of course. We absolutely support all our writing friends.
We stand with the WGA.
Absolutely. We will, of course, stand with them in real life when we go to a picket.
Yeah, we're going to go
eventually.
picket.
But part of the reason they are protesting, I don't know if you've been following it, listener, because I was talking to my sister about this, and she was just like, yeah, I think I heard something about the writer's strike. I'm like, it's actually a huge deal down here. Like, it's enormous. See,
Okay, now the dog's
my dog
hacking.
agrees. Hacking up a bone. Because it affects all the careers related to writing, which is like everything.
Yep.
Everything. Absolutely everything. So things that are filming right now are things that have been pre-written.
Yeah, they
Basically-
like backlogged a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. So it's just like there's no writers on set. Yeah, Shanj is getting really worked up about this. But one of the big things that they're striking against is, yes, I know, I'm getting to it, is that they are using AI for certain things, script writing, editing, whatnot. They're basically using AI to create things.
And then I guess they were trying to...
There she goes. She got it.
Okay, they were trying to like solidify some of the language around AI, and basically studios weren't saying like, no, AI won't replace writers. They're like, yeah, maybe it will.
Yeah, in the contract, they're like, we want you to guarantee that you will not replace us with AI. And they're like, how about we talk about it once a year? Like, it's like once a year we will talk about it, and the studios will decide if we're going to replace you with AI. So
what's happening now doesn't only affect writers. It's kind of the first sort of union to stand up against AI. So this will trickle down to so many other professions where AI could potentially, replace them.
This is not how I pictured the war against AI starting, because in the movies it's Terminator, and it's a sea of robots. Talk about a robot movie. And there's fighting and guns and survival.
But that's the thing. They probably don't show the boring parts before of like, oh, it started with a writer's strike, and then 10 years later, you know what I mean?
Some of the later
it just gets
Terminators
right
do.
into
They
it.
get pretty bad. But this is how it's starting, is a bunch of comedy nerds trying to rise up against it. And it's just so stupid. And I just don't understand creative people that we know using AI just freely. Like they'll be using ChatGPT and talking to it. And we know a friend of ours, he was like trying to get jokes from it.
Yeah.
And he's like, 9 out of 10 times it's bad, but there's that one that, maybe I'll use it. And I'm like, you're training
You're
it.
training it to get better at writing jokes by, even though it's spitting out like bad stuff, it's eventually gonna learn kind of the formula. Anyway, it's very stupid. It's very scary.
Yeah.
And
I hope that, I don't know how we can avoid. Shane, get in your bed, would you? You're snarfing around and you're getting all hot and bothered.
She's sniffing the floor and then inhaling little bits of whatever and then hacking up a lung.
She does this thing where she sniffs a bit of rug and then she goes, and then she just chokes on the bit of rug that she sniffed in, and then she just keeps doing it. She's addicted to sniffing rug. She's a rug sniffer. Yeah. But anyway, so AI bad, and do what you can to. It's unavoidable. Okay. We're all being affected by it in some capacity. I was reading this article today about there's this documentary about Magic Johnson that came out on HBO, and they're like, we used AI to create the tone of the documentary. This is how crazy it is they use this AI to analyze what's popular on the internet, what tones and trends are happening on videos on the internet, and they incorporated that into the way they made their documentary. Isn't that wild? And I'm like, this is absolutely, we're not far away from just completely being replaced.
Yeah, from being absolutely obsolete. And art, that is not art. That is science.
By the way, listener, you're going to realize we were taken over by AI when there's, first of all, no more Chappie Hour.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be an episode where you're going to be like, you know what? The best robot movie of all time.
Oh my
Chappie. And then the podcast is going to get exponentially better. And you're like, AI is good.
AI is good.
AI
no
is
more
good.
rambling from these fucking humanoid losers.
Yeah. Also, they're drinking less. A little bit less. What stupid thing happened to you this week? I mean, that was a grand stupid thing that I'm talking about. I'm probably going to rant about AI in episodes to come.
We'll be ranting about episodes of AI. We'll be
Yes.
Wow. See, I am not computing. We will be ranting about AI for episodes to come. What is stupid with me? Listen, I'm sure there's stupider things that happen, but this is coming up right now. We went out for dinner the other day for a dear friend's birthday to like a relatively fancy restaurant, but no fancier than we've been to before. It wasn't like crazy. And we were waiting for our table outside because our whole party wasn't there. And the server's like, can I get you something to drink? So I think you and our friend Graham got an old fashioned. I got a Manhattan. So 3 cocktails. And I'm like, I'll settle up with you before we get to our table. I get the bill. It was $68. So $70
Yeah.
for 3 cocktails.
So what? Wait, that's 20.
That's like $27 a piece.
That's too much. That's much too much.
That's
You get a whole bottle of whiskey at Costco for $27.
insane. Like I was at that type of place. I'm like, you know what? A cocktail might be at the top end of it, $17, which is still like up there. But I couldn't. And then I tip on top of that. And I'm like, this is bananas.
Also, sidebar, the tippity-toppities, I know everyone's talking about how everyone's asking for a tip these days. It's
Wait,
happening like
that's
crazy.
not $27. I lied.
2, 4,
No,
6.
70 divided by 3, 20,
22, 23.
It's 23. Either
Still
way.
bad.
Insane.
Over 20.
Over
25
fucking 20.
with tip.
Yeah, more than that.
Yeah.
Anyway, maybe probably 27 with tip. There you go. Yeah, everybody is asking for a tip. It's the fucking it's the iPad generation where the iPad just has like, as soon as I see an iPad come out and they're like, here you go, and you're like, oh, you want, and it prompts you for like 25% tip.
And the writing is so big. The buttons are huge, so everyone in line can see if you're about to tip or not tip. Everyone behind the counter can see it, even though it's swiveled your way. It is such a. I started doing little $1 here and there. I mean, in situations I would never do it. Like getting a coffee. If I had change, sure, I'd throw it. But like, it's getting out of hand. And then when it's percentage, when it's like, it's something like you get a meal and then all they did was just hand it to you and they want like 20% of whatever
That's
just
what's always
happen.
so crazy to me, because it's like, and I guess that's why it's better to get a job at a fancier restaurant, because the tips are higher, because the prices of things are higher.
Yeah.
But you're working equally as hard if you're handing me a $27 cocktail versus like a $4 latte or something.
Yeah.
You're doing the same amount of work.
I want people to tip comedians. If everyone else is getting
Oh,
tips,
yeah.
tip
Give me a fucking
me.
tip.
Like, I'm going on the road for a couple weeks in the next 2 months, and I want to have a sign outside the club. No, I'm not going to hold it like a hobo.
Honestly,
but
have your Venmo QR code and be like, if you like this, feel free to send a tip.
Because honestly, like, comedians will bring merch on the road solely for the purpose of generating more money for their tours, which they're making peanuts. And you know what? I don't care if anyone's wearing my shirt. I just want a little bit extra. Give me some money. Give me some.
It's just bananas that and that's kind of why the writers are striking too. They're making less money than they were 10 years ago. There are so many more outlets creatively. So with like streaming and such, and same with for comedians, we're all getting paid less, but but expenses for everything has gone up. So us, the little peons, are like tipping everybody. Meanwhile, the fat cats are tipping nobody. So the fat cats need to give a bit more
Yeah.
because they're getting too fat.
I saw this. This is where our world is going. This is getting dark and dreary. I'm sure we're going to be happy when we talk about Warm and Fuzzy near the end of this. But I saw that there's a factory in the UK that's making like low cost houses, but they're literally like crates, like rectangular crates for people to live in. And
So
they're like mass producing these things.
So everybody just is like a little dog at the pound.
Yep, we all live in our little boxes. Well, you ever see like dystopian sci-fi films or whatever, like Ready Player One, where they're all stacked in these trailer parks? I'm like, we are so close to that. It's mental.
Oh, no.
We should move to the woods. We're getting closer and closer to. I should move to the woods and start slowly chopping wood.
It's the wage divide, the societal sort of status gap. What am I looking?
How do I afford the woods? Is that what you're about to say?
No, but it's just like it used to be like there's a middle class, but now it's like you're either rich or you're not.
Yeah.
And there's like that in between kind of gray area is not so much anymore. Because if anything, like, yeah, we obviously have a much more than a lot of people, but we're not homeowners. We're like sharing one fucking used ass car. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Like there's, So and this is why people are like, you don't want kids? Why we already have kids? Everybody, that's the best thing that you can do as a human is reproduce. I'm like, and what? So we can live in little boxes?
So
on the hillside,
exponentially less. We're already getting by. I love that we're getting by. When we got this dog, I'm like, oh my god, the extra expenses for this dog. But we made it work. But a kid, I'm just like, come on.
And of course, we would make it work, but it's not something I really want, and it's not something I'm like, well, we'll see. I don't want to fucking do that.
No. Ooh, I fantasize about us being like elderly with our little chihuahuas and no kids, and we're in like a bright, warm place and we're just happy. You know what I mean? That's where my mind is at. And I understand a lot of people are like, I live to have kids. I'm like, well, I don't think I do.
And that's something like that's a trade-off. I will never experience the love of my child, of that like bond. But guess
Don't
what?
make a VR about that.
A lot of people have. I don't want to VR my fake
You
kids.
can VR in. I'm sure that's an episode of Black Mirror, but
yeah.
Or you take a pill and you get
the simulation of having a kid, and then when you come to and you're like, oh wait, I don't have a kid.
Yeah.
Off to work. Like, no, that's traumatizing. But you know, I saw someone on Twitter being like, all you people like in your like late 20s and 30s bragging about not having kids right now, come 40 you're gonna be real lonely. And people are like,
nope.
But also that's not a reason to have kids, just so you're not gonna be lonely.
Yeah, the other argument is like, who's gonna take care of you when you're old? I'm like, how about you hire somebody? How about you use all the money you spent not having a kid? Because how much do they say a kid costs? It's like 100,000.
Either way, elderly care, we're all fucked. And I feel like once I get old and I cannot take care of myself, there will be a way out for me. I'm not living in a sad
that's
home.
when we're begging for AI at that point.
Oh yeah, just
Take me, robots.
have a robot fucking shoot me into space. Like
Ooh, that'd be nice.
if what comes to all my friends are dead, you're not here, and I'm just like miserable in a home, and some fucking Gen Q or whoever comes next is
I'm not looking
taking
forward to
care of
Gen
me
Q.
and just like talking on their weird roboticizer, and I'm not understand. No, I actually can't think about getting old right now. It's upsetting. But guess what?
Can I do a second stupid thing? Actually, I just realized this second stupid thing because it's a little one, but it happened this morning. So I'm going to Winnipeg next week. That's not the stupid thing. I'm going to Winnipeg to do Rumors Comedy Club. Excited to do it. Never done it. Heard it's great. But they told me they're like, we want you for a radio interview to promote the week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, common for a lot of comedy clubs, and they're like, it's 4:30 your time. I'm like, okay, I'll set an alarm. It's an early morning thing, whatever, because it's 6:30 their time. So I set an alarm, wake up at 4:20 this morning.
Nice.
Yo, sick. And they didn't give a phone number. I assumed someone would call me. 4:30 comes around. I'm like, oh, it's 4:30 in the morning. I'm laying there waiting for a call to do a radio interview. Never happens. And then I'm like, okay, fuck it. I guess they just don't give a shit about me. Woke up and I'm like, good. Glad they didn't. Wasn't worth it anyway. Text the club in the morning. I'm like, hey, I don't know what happened this morning. I woke up at 4:30 for the interview. Nobody called. And he's like, it's 4:30 p.m.
Yeah.
is the interview. So I'm an idiot. And that is stupid.
It's stupid, and you're like, it does say PM. It says 6:30 p.m., 4:30 your time.
Yeah.
And all I saw was the 4:30 your time. I'm like, yeah, it did say PM right there, though, so you are quite stupid.
It did. But when I see little letters next to numbers, sometimes my brain doesn't soak it in.
I'll raise you one stupider. How about
Uh-huh.
that? I have a very similar thing because I feel like sometimes the brain sees what the brain wants or what the brain thinks is there.
The brain gets what it wants and it goes wherever it pleases.
Especially when you're reading it quickly. So I had planted the seed a while ago that I really wanted to do the Laugh Factory in Vegas. And I had talked to Jackie Fabulous, and she's like, oh, I think someone's opening for me in Vegas, but I'll ask about Reno. And I'm like, please don't worry about Reno. I was just there. I don't want to go back to Reno. And then I got a message from the booker of the Laugh Factory a few days ago while I was rushing out the door to improv that said, hey, I have a spot for you, a feature spot, blah, 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 you want to do it. And I'm like, oh my God, it's for Vegas. Yes. So I had another potential weekend that I canceled, and I got back to him. I'm like, yes, I can do it. And then a day later, I'm just looking through it again. I'm like, okay, I just want to confirm the dates, blah, blah, blah. And I reread it, and it says Reno. It says Reno in the subject line. It says Reno
God.
again. And I read the email. I don't know why, but my brain just switched Reno to Vegas because I think I wanted Vegas so bad.
I know.
I even texted our friend Christine Von Hagen. I'm like, coming to Vegas. She's like, hell yeah. And I'm like, video poker. And we're laying out in the hammocks, and I read it again, and you're next to me, and I just go, fuck. No.
Yeah. Back to
it's Reno. Shit. Anyway, going back to fucking Reno. But I'm featuring this time instead of hosting, and it's with Jackie Fabulous, who's fabulous, and I know the fucking lay of the land of that place now, and it's going to be summer. It's going to be warmer. So
It's funny that your brain, replaced or inserted the thing that you wanted in your scenario. And my brain kind of did the same thing because I know comedy is stupid and there's always an inconvenience for things. So when I saw 4:30, I was like, it's got to be 4:30 a.m.
Well, yeah, because you think radio show, you think morning shows, and in the history when I've done radio, it's always been early.
It's always early. It's always crazy early. So I immediately chose the struggle route that didn't exist over the reality of it.
Yep.
And that's my career.
We're both very stupid.
I choose the struggle.
What about, what if we do Yummy in My Tummy?
Okay.
Yummy in my tummy.
What's something nice that you ate this week? Did you eat something real nice?
I did eat something real nice. And back to that fucking expensive place. Let's go there. Let's go there. Why not? Where we got the expensive drinks.
Okay.
Okay, so it was a place called Safi's. And I will say, those fucking $27 cocktails were amazing.
They were very good.
They were really,
Yeah.
really good. And we got this like shawarma plate, also wildly overpriced, and some appetizers of like hummus and tabbouleh. The tabbouleh was exquisite.
Tremendous. I've never had these flavors in my life.
It was so good, and you know what? For $17 for a small plate of tabbouleh, it should be. But god damn it, I
If
was
you're
like,
gonna do it once in your life, do it, man.
it was so fucking nice.
Yeah.
So that was yummy in my tummy, and I felt good after that meal. I didn't feel like gurgly guts or anything. It was
Yeah.
it was yummy in my tummy.
That's some of these places. You're like, I am paying a lot more. I'm getting not as much food, but it tastes good, and I don't feel like a piece of garbage after.
Yeah.
So there's a certain trade-off.
And it was our friend's, special birthday and special occasion.
Yeah.
Treat yourself. Matt, what about you?
Well, this was kind of nice. I had a bit of a day last Monday. I met up with our friend John Hastings for coffee.
Yes, you did.
At a very pretentious little coffee place, which was not great. The mugs didn't have handles. Didn't have handles at all.
No.
Did she kill this thing? No.
No, that's sorry. The dog is now attacking a little stuffed animal that your mom got for me that somehow she got, but it
Yeah.
has eyes. It has those hard eyes. It's not meant for dogs. So I'm
Yeah.
scared she's going to eat it.
Okay, it's fine. I got it. So I met up with our friend John for coffee, and it was fine. And then I zipped in for a haircut. Walk in, which I always do appointments. So I walked in, and they immediately saw me. And then on the way home, I got a friggin' burger at In-N-Out. A solo burger. Double animal style. Ate it in the parking lot like a chimp. And I was just sitting there listening to a podcast, and I'm like, I've had a day. I did some errands. I got a haircut. I met a friend. What more do you want?
This is yummy in my tummy.
And it was yummy in my tummy.
I thought you were going to say the dinner I made for you last night, but I guess fuck me.
Oh, that was also tremendous. I don't even know. Here's the thing. I don't even know how to describe that.
It was
dinner.
like a ragu, it was almost like a stew meets tomato meat sauce. It was like a mushroomy stewy meat sauce
Pasta,
something, but over
yeah.
pasta with like chili garlic oil. It was fucking good, man.
It was rich as hell, and it's a bit cool in LA right now.
It's been rainy.
It's rainy and wet and cool, so a big hearty, rich ass meal, making you feel real nice, making you feel real warm and fuzzy inside.
Oh, and speaking of warm and fuzzy, let's do our segment, Warm
Okay.
and Fuzzy.
And then we're gonna have to end on this because I think I gotta do my real radio interview at the actual time.
Yes, you do. Okay, so my warm and fuzzy. Okay, 2 parts. 1. So we love the show Below Deck, and we've literally plowed through all of it. There's a new season, but every time an episode comes, I'm so excited for the episode. And by the time I see the episode, I almost need to rewatch it. I can't even absorb it. It sucks that I have to wait a week.
Yeah.
So we were looking for a replacement, and then we found some other reality show called The Love Boat, which is like a reality.
Real Love Boat.
The Real Love Boat.
On Paramount Plus.
So it's based off of The Love Boat,
Yeah.
but it's in a reality dating show style. And at first, it's a bit of a slow burn. You watch it and you're like, this is boring. Who even fucking cares? Oh my God. But it fucking really heats up.
It gets there.
And I am really enjoying it.
Yeah, we're on to the last episode, which we're probably going to watch after this. And it's a stupid reality show. Like last night, I think we watched 4 episodes.
Yeah.
We were both on edibles. We were both having a time. We made a fun little cocktail. And I'm like, that's exactly the style of watching that is. Make a fun cocktail, get high, get goosed, get loose, and watch the Real Love Boat.
And there's something about it, maybe because it was filmed during COVID times or for whatever reason, everybody is either from the Midwest or Canada.
Like parts of Canada you never see on reality shows. There's a woman from Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
What?
And everybody, because it's Midwest, everybody's like, oh, boat and this and
Oh,
God.
jeez. Oh, no. And they're out in the high seas in Greece.
And people are like, oh, I've never been in the ocean. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
But it's good.
Which also makes me think, I wonder in what period of COVID this was filmed. If it was like so locked down that the government was like, no one go anywhere. And these are the only losers that were like, fuck that. I'm going to go on a boat. You know what I mean? Like, are you the worst of the worst?
No, because I don't know, because it takes place on a cruise ship and there's actual people on the cruise ship too who are sometimes the audience to their hijinks.
Yeah, but they don't look great either.
No, they look
They
bad.
look a bit rough and ready.
They look rough and ready.
Rough and ready.
It's raw. Soggy, a lot of soggy bottoms.
Soggy bottom, rough and ready crew.
So that's my first warm and fuzzy.
Yeah.
Part 2. It was our friend Seema's birthday the other day, and our friend Jess threw a birthday party for her at the place. She's lives in Toronto, but she's been in here filming Frasier, so she's rented a gorgeous Airbnb and threw this party there were so many people we didn't know there, but it was just, I left that night being like, God damn it, that was fun.
It was very nice. George Stroumboulopoulos was there.
Yeah.
Canadian icon.
There was a lot, again, so many Canadian legends. Just so many cool, like Sarah McVie. There was just like all these cool, fun Canadians. And of course, Andrew and Heidi brought their karaoke machines. We all sang karaoke. There was snacks. I smoked
You say Andrew
cigarettes.
and Heidi, like the listeners, like, yep, I know those people.
Well, you should at this point. It was just, it made me feel warm and fuzzy, and it wasn't just the Prosecco I was drinking.
It was nice. And I'm doing this new thing where I go to house parties and I'm completely sober, and I like it way more. I was sober that night. I was driving because I get this thing. I want to call it Irish guilt.
Yeah.
After I'm at a party and I'm drunk, I'm like, oh my God, was I weird? I know I didn't do anything weird, but I was like, was I slurring? I'm just over, I wake up in the middle of the night after like a drunk house party and I just overanalyze everything I did.
Right.
And it's not like it was bad. And like, I'll text people, be like, oh, sorry if I was weird last night. And they're like, no, we were all fucking weird. What are you talking about? So I'm like, I'll just forego that and go to these things sober. And I had a much better time.
I mean, you had like a cocktail, like you had a little kombucha.
You can say going to a house party sober is I did not get drunk.
Yes.
No,
but again, yes, no, I get that from you. I, on the other hand,
got loose and goose.
but also I remember everything. So I'm not like, it wasn't like, oh, I'm doing shots and I'm getting fucking wasted and weird. I'm like, oh, I'm just drinking Prosecco and.
No, I just rather do
having a
things
nice
like
time.
that sober. I don't know. It's just. I do have a social anxiety about me, and I'm just like, I feel weird.
I get that.
If I'm like on a beach in a resort, lounging with you, it's cocktail time. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
No
I
presh.
get that.
I do feel presh when I'm at, especially like Hollywoody party things. As corny as it sounds, there's some industry people there and possible future co-workers.
So yeah, don't get fucking, again, use your judgment. Don't get hammered. But you had equally as much fun, drinking or not. And
and it was good.
It was good. It was also, for me, it was a long fucking day. I went to improv, then I had a show, and then I went right there.
Yeah.
And it was a time, I tell you. It was a Hollywood time.
It was a time.
Matt, what was your warm and fuzzy?
I don't know. What the hell happened this week? I don't know. I'm going on the road lately, and it feels nice.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just literally pulling from the first thing in my head. Going to Winnipeg next week. That makes me feel warm and fuzzy to be doing a full week of shows at a club. And then our good friend Randy Feltface is bringing me on the road in June, and he just added more dates. So like just plotting that out and be like, yes, I am doing things. I'm moving around.
We're moving and shaking.
Shaking a little bit. Feels good, and that makes me feel nice. I do just like to be busy, and even the stupid things today. Like I did film a couple stupid videos. I'm still putting out videos. Just literally, as I always do, first thought in my head, trying to execute whatever idea I come up with. So if you would have saw me today, I was green screening a full hot dog in this room.
Yeah, Matt was doing a lot of hot dog work today.
Yeah,
and
a lot of hot dog
so by default,
effects.
we had he's like, I need hot dogs and I need craft dinner for this. So then we had hot dogs and craft dinner for lunch.
Yeah.
And I feel terrible.
I feel absolutely atrocious. Because I'm like, yeah, I need a scene where I have pieces of hot dog falling into some craft dinner. Because I'm trying to do more practical effects to make it look more authentic.
Yes.
I'm the Steven Spielberg of hot dog videos. And I was like, well, we're going to have hot dogs and craft dinner. Let's just eat that for lunch. And as we're eating it, I'm like, this is like some kid's birthday party. Like this.
It's like a sad after school meal.
Yeah. It's like your single parents. They don't know how to cook. You made it yourself.
It's just, at first I was like, hell yeah. I'm like, I haven't had a hot dog in forever. And then I'm like halfway through the hot dog and I'm digging into the craft cheese. And I'm like, craft cheese? Craft dinner. I was like, craft cheese.
They don't call it craft dinner down here.
Do they?
I think craft dinner is Canadian. You know what else I realized is Canadian?
What?
I did this in my improv class. I said the word horking. And
Horking is Canadian?
I don't know. I did a scene and I kept saying horking. I was like, quit horking all over that. And then the teacher was like, she's like, oh, that was great. But what did you keep saying? Harking? Honking? And I'm like, horking. And all the Americans in the class were like, yeah, we don't know what that is.
So if you're hawking a loogie, is that what they do? Horking?
Hawking a loogie? Horking. I thought horking was like, and then they're like, what do you mean hork? And I did the act out of horking and they're like, ew. Because you know a hork is like, I'm not going to do it now, but it's a guttural.
Also,
like,
the more we say horking, I'm like, is horking a word? Did we make up horking?
Horking. No, it's a guttural spit. It's something. It's a spit that comes from the bottom of the barrel.
Wait,
and
1
then
second.
Shoots at your face.
Alexa, what does horking mean?
Here it comes. Huh.
To indicate someone retching or vomiting.
Well, okay. Yeah, no, it's a spit though. I horked. I horked off the side of the Empire State Building. I horked it good. It's a guttural horking.
Anyway,
Americans
sick of talking about horking.
do not know what horking is.
They don't know about horking or Joe Louis.
Also, let me ask you this too. I did a scene in my improv class where I came out because the word was danger, right? And
you had a gun.
And no, I did a scene where because you just got to start scenes in improv, right? So I came out and I was like, "Hey, I'm Johnny Danger Johnnington or something," and I did this whole like stuntman thing. And people couldn't. I said my name's Johnny Danger Johnnington or something.
Yeah.
And they, after the scene was done, they were like, "Yeah, none of us really knew what you were." Like I said, my middle name was Danger, and I kept saying I wanted to build ramps because I'm ramping over this bus.
And you said you were a stuntman?
I didn't say I was a stuntman, but I assumed it was implied by the middle name being Danger, and then
no, you can't assume an improv. You got to fucking lay it out.
I know. That's what I realized. That's what really surprised me from that scene. I thought that would be enough, and to say I was ramping over a bus.
Not in a million. No, you don't assume.
You got to be more blunt with it out in improv. That's why I'm in 101 and you're in 201? 2?
201.
Is there
201.
I don't understand the class numbers at UCB. Because there's not a 102.
I know.
Improv 1, Improv 2.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know either.
It's all pretty crazy.
It's all pretty crazy. And I think the craziest thing, we got to wrap this up right now. This will be a little short and dandy.
We got to wrap this up because Matt has to do his little interview. And guess what? Your girl, Julia Ladkowitz, is going line dancing tonight.
So you're going to hear about that. I'm sure of it. Well, here's the thing, too, is because I'm going to be gone next week, we should probably record another one on maybe Sunday or Monday so we don't have a week that we miss. Unless you want to do a solo one at home. That'd be funny. Is this what you want with just Julia?
How do I...
We could figure it out. Well, yeah, maybe not. We'll record another one next week so you don't miss a week. Because at first I'm like, I'm going to be in Winnipeg. Maybe we'll just miss another week. I'm like, we're too flippy-floppy with weeks. Also, we are talking to a network this week, too. Oh, shit, that's tomorrow to possibly integrate. And
we're still working on that merch. I keep making logos and sending them to Matt, and Matt's like...
Yep, thumbs down, everyone. But she'll get it one of these days. Or we hire an AI to make merch for us. We'll see. But where can people find you online if they want to come find you? Just Matt O'Brien on Instagram. The rest you can figure out. Thanks so much for listening. And yes, we will try our damnedest to be back next week. Yeah, maybe Sunday we'll record. We'll figure something out. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Is this what you want with Matt and Julia? Is this what you want with Matt and Julia? Is this what you want?